Hello and welcome to the NXT Takeover R Evolution WrestleSpin podcast. My name is Nintendogen64 and I'm here with
CrystalFissure. How's it going, everyone?
It's going fantastic. Yeah, so as of recording this, NXT Takeover R Evolution took place last night for us. And what can I say, but this was possibly the greatest wrestling event of 2014, if not at least until Money in the Bank 2011. That I honestly think that NXT R Evolution could be, a top 5, maybe WWE
all time
produced events of all time.
Yeah, no, I really mean that.
And I say that without a shadow of a doubt because I think the show was 10 out of 10.
Yep, totally agree. People may think that they may think, you're just like jumping on the NXT bandwagon and stuff like that. But it's like, for the people that have been around for a year, basically for the people that have been around since the last year, the match between Sami Zayn and Neville to get the original NXT title shot against Mr. Bo Dallas. If you watch this pay-per-view, that is a culmination of all of that. So it's not just a build-up for a couple months. It's been over a year, and later on, you would be able to explain why it was such a good event, and why it was so satisfying to watch, because it was a real culmination of all different storylines and such like that, while also obviously continuing a lot of interesting things down the road. That's for sure.
Oh, fantastic! So, yeah, it sort of like closed a chapter basically with the Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn rivalry, and then opened another one. Like the way the show ended was like it set up for like a myriad of possibilities down the track. But we'll get started with the pre-show, and the only thing of note that happened on the pre-show is Corey Graves retired. Mr. Christ Control himself retired.
Mr. Christ Control, yeah.
And is now going to
drive himself to drink.
He's going to be an announcer now, basically.
I actually just missed most of the pre-show, but I did read it, and I honestly really feel bad for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, it's like when he said, like, on the show, when he said, like, well, I think it might be time to hang up my boots. I'm like, you're in your fucking 30s and you have to do that. That sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say he's done forever. I think that the fact that he's still there and got given this commentary job means that they still have this hope that it may not be a permanent thing like concussion, and he might be able to actually work back to the ring. You know what I mean? I would never say it's 100% he's done. You know what I mean? Even if he's saying that he is right now, because stranger things have definitely happened. But honestly, exactly. And I actually liked him as a commentator, to be honest. I thought
he was quite a good commentator.
He put over both the wrestlers. Like one big example of his excellent commentary, or like putting over someone, like the Regal-esque stuff. Is that he said, like Alex Riley said, I've never seen something like that in a woman's match, or like a female match. And then, what's his name? Graves says, I've never seen that in just a match at all. You know what I mean? Like basically not distinguishing it as, just women, one of the best women's wrestlers, or I haven't seen any of the women do that. It's like I haven't seen anyone do that. You know what I mean? So that's a good example of putting people over.
Yeah, he sort of reminded me of a cross between Matt Striker and William Regal sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. With an accidental F-bomb later on.
Yeah.
So he says, "Fuck." Oh shit. that was. Oh god.
The show properly opened, and we have the debut of Kevin Owens, also known as Kevin Steen on the Independents. And the thing I really like about this NXT crowd is whenever they like tweak an independent wrestler's name, when they change it, they always chant the NXT name, basically. Like, we see this later on, where the former Kenta, now Hideo Itami, they always chant, like, go Hideo or Hideo. And when someone tried to chant Kenta in the audience, they booed the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's basically because they're trying to, they don't care, like, what they were on the Independents. Like, this is NXT sort of thing, so this is who they are now. So let's try to get them over as they are now. And, so it was Kevin Owens versus CJ Parker. And,
AKA main event jobber.
AKA the
the
guy
factor.
who he jobs on every single like NXT event.
Honestly, I still think that he will actually be someone, on NXT, like when people get called up, because there's a reason why they're giving him all these spots. I think, I honestly think, like, I would never just say, oh, he's doomed forever, like, so. But no, it was good. Honestly, he's a good first opponent, and I was glad that he got some offense in, and yeah, it was good to
Yeah,
see.
at one point I think he like hit Kevin Owens with a palm, like a palm strike, and
Yeah, oh fuck, that would have.
did that break his nose? Because I thought it did. I thought
Yes,
he
it did.
yeah, because Kevin Owens was just like he was bleeding out of like the face, but I think it added to it. Um,
Oh, really made it more brutal, yeah,
yeah,
big time.
I think it added
And
to
and
it.
I just think it was hilarious. I just think that it's quite funny, as someone who is aware of this, is that of course, very fittingly, one of Kevin's friends, Drake Younger, whatever, as the referee, was the ref in the match and was cleaning the blood off him. And like, if you just think about CZW and like all the stuff with Drake Younger, have blood all over his face, absolute hardcore. It's just
Mhm.
so funny to think of like him cleaning up blood. It's just like it's the anti Drake Younger. If you've ever seen like his stuff, he was brutal. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of funny to see that. So yeah, so that actually added to the match. Actually,
Oh
I agree.
yeah, and Kevin Owens was fucking over. Like
Oh yeah, big time.
he didn't really need to do much, but everything he did was like big pops for it. The crowd were really into him before he even like stepped in the ring. They were already chanting,
Yeah.
"This is awesome."
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I think he probably deserves that kind of ovation. I mean,
He
after
does, yeah. He was the biggest star in independence,
mm.
since Daniel Bryan.
And I mean,
Simply
the
put.
promo package is building up to him with the whole like you know all my friends have been like called up and I've been left back in the independents and now it's my time and that kind of thing. I thought that added a lot to it, and when you see like this match and you see the crowd reaction to it, you already even if you don't know this guy, you already think this guy's going to be something. Which I later on I think leaning towards he
He
will be
proved
something.
that.
I think
Yeah.
he's probably like the most fast tracked guy in
Which
NXT
which
so
he-
far.
which he should be,
Yeah,
because he's a big deal. Like, I understand the whole NXT thing, but back in the day they didn't do, like, Sin Cara's biggest problem was that he never went through the developmental.
yeah,
They just put him on the main roster, the original Sin Cara, not Hunico. Yeah, and so like but with someone like Steen, this guy's massive. Same with Balor, same with Kenta. They're not going to be in developmental as long as the other people, as the Buddy Murphys and the like and Wesley Blake and those sort of guys, because they have had the experience. There's not as much to learn, and they are big stars. You know you can try and convince yourself that, oh, you're only a big star if you're in WWE, but no, Prince Devitt is huge. Do you know what I mean? Like, Prince Devitt is fucking huge. He was huge, as in the Bullet Club, and Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, he was, he was huge as well. He was one of the biggest marketable, like, stars of since, like, yeah, since Bryan Danielson in the Indies, yeah. So, they're not going to be there as long, but you know what? Judging by the way that obviously they book Raw and like Vince McMahon and stuff like that, hey, keep him on NXT for me. I'm fucking entertained by it. You know what I mean? Like, God, so many awesome like moves. Like, I love that he did the cannonball thing immediately, which is one of his famous like sequences.
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
And he did the top, what did he, like, he jumped over the uh, you
yeah.
know
Like the descent on to the
top
outside.
rope. Kind of a poor catch there, but then again, he was going pretty fast. Like, Jesus,
Yeah,
Kevin Owens. One thing you got to know about Kevin Owens is that he is a high flyer in many ways, despite his weight. He
yeah.
can do a 450. That's why he's so popular, because he is an incredible athlete. Like, really,
Mm.
like, and he but he has a great look too.
He
He doesn't
does.
look like a clear cut like pretty boy, but he doesn't look ugly. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a cool look to him. He's a very rugged and realistic look. You
Yeah,
know?
he's a bit of a throwback to like the older wrestlers. Like he doesn't look like he's as pretty as everyone else, and he doesn't look like he's as fit as everyone else. But he can.
But he really is. That's
Oh
he's
yeah, I know.
very
I'm saying he
fit.
doesn't look like it, but he can go in the ring, and also he's a great on the mic. He's a great. I don't know. He's an all round like success basically.
And I'm glad that they did what they did at the end there, which we'll talk about. But yeah, we'll talk about that later, about what his legacy, or what his impact will be upon arriving to NXT and
Yep.
officially next week
I
with a
know
big show.
this guy has made an impact in wrestling.
Yeah,
No,
already.
no
So
pun intended.
I actually really want to get. I might get his T-shirt. It's actually really cool.
It is. I didn't even realize this, but Kevin Owens KO. I didn't even
Yeah,
realize that.
Cassius Ono. All right, all right. Oh yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
Owens.
Cassius Ono too. But
Yeah, poor
anyway,
bastard.
so yeah, he squashes CJ Parker with the pop up power. Or I wouldn't even say squash. Basically, it was a good
You
match.
know, it wasn't a squat. That's why I already like him more than like for example, Corbin, because it's like he actually got to get like see. I'm glad CJ got offense in because it's realistic. At the end of the day, like CJ is not like a complete loser.
No.
Like he doesn't win all the time, but he has beat main roster people in
Well, okay, but let's think about this though. Baron Corbin's gimmick is that he beats people quickly. Like,
that's true.
you
That
can't
is
have everyone have like
no.
squash everyone. I think you have to have like one or two guys who, and they have one or two
No,
guys.
exactly. I'm just glad. I'm just glad that it wasn't a 10-second squash. I'd rather someone show off their move set, you know,
Hmm.
and yeah. But
It's a chance to get him over as a face before, well, what happens later on in the night. But so yeah, next up we had the Vaudevillains taking on the Lucha Dragons for the NXT Tag Team Championships in a pretty solid, fairly short-ish, I'd say, tag team match where we saw the Lucha Dragons win here. And I was happy by this match. I thought it did everything it needed to do. It wasn't, it was nothing special or anything.
this is good fun. Yeah, they're
I'm,
good,
I'm a,
both good
yeah,
wrestlers.
I'm a fan of both teams. I really like the Vaudevillains. I see them as being, I don't know. I just they changed their music and everything, which I don't.
I fucking hate their new music compared to what's it called? The really cheery, happy-go-lucky music.
I will say this. The thing about their new music that I quite like is like it tells like a sort of story. Basically, like if you watch it, it starts off sort of chirpy, and then
Yeah, they're villains.
yeah,
Oh.
no, but basically like Aiden English puts out to shake Simon Gotch's hand, and Simon Gotch thinks about it for a second, and then when he finally puts his hand out to shake it, the music changes to that like sort of
Yeah,
demonic music.
that's like it's cool. It's a cool, but it's just not. It's not as poppable. That's my problem.
Yeah, but they're
But
supposed to be heels, I
I
guess.
guess if they're supposed to be, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of aware that they're like, especially with an NXT crowd, that they're not going to be treated as heels.
No,
You know what I
and I
mean?
mean when they got in the ring as well, like they were like cheering and chanting for both guys. So
I love when what's it called? I love when like Aiden English like pushes Gotch out the way. You know what I mean? Like, and the crowd chanted, chivalry.
yeah,
You
sure.
know what I mean? That was great. That was fantastic. And that's the Vaudevillains. Great character, great subtle story, and like like character and stuff like that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, let's also go past the Lucha Dragons. I mean, I think this is really just a vehicle for Kalisto, the
Yeah,
Lucha Dragons,
yeah.
and he is phenomenal. Like
He really is. Yeah.
when they let this guy go, he is amazing. Like that what was it, like handspring into
hmm
like a,
hmm
what was it, a Hurricane Run or a kick? I think it was a
hmm
kick,
Mm.
Enziguri type thing. Like he would,
Okay. Yep.
like if he did this front flip into the ropes where
Without the hands.
without the hands. Like he just front flipped into the ropes. So he was upside down at the ropes and then did a backflip and a kick. Like how
He,
the
he's as
hell?
good. He's as good as like the AAA luchas and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff. Like he is, and that's in fact that's the closest thing you can say to like a lucha underground type wrestler.
Mm.
With like real flippy shit as they say, which is obviously I think is a good
But
thing. I love it.
he reminds me of a better Rey Mysterio.
Yes, oh yes, big time.
I
But I
I
mean, well, a better Rey Mysterio like after WCW. Do you know what I mean? Like, because Rey Mysterio used to be like I haven't seen too much, but from what I remember reading, Mysterio was phenomenal back in the day.
yeah,
You got to remember
well,
when he was as a cruiserweight in WCW. But you got to remember that he's been older. He's had a lot of surgeries. Like, yeah, basically after 2006, he was nowhere near as fast.
no, but
No.
I'm just saying, like, I think Kalisto is a better on the mic than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I'd say that
I
too.
think he's gonna be something big. Like,
He's going to be something, yeah, and he needs to be something for the Latino audience. At the end of the day, there's some very very worrying claims and stuff like that about like racism in the WWE and stuff like that with Del Rio and Roberto and even Mysterio leaving, and like they need to bring up another. I know it sounds a bit like weird, but like they do. They need to bring up um, another like a lucha, like a um, that type of wrestler, because so then they can get into that market, this Mexican market and stuff like that. So yeah, he will definitely be a big thing. And I think Sin Cara will also be too. I'm glad. I'll be looking forward to seeing them as a tag team on the main roster. I think they can really be able to pop a crowd.
I think that's the way to go with these guys. I think that I don't think they should break him up. I think that they
No,
should just
definitely
keep
not
these
yet.
guys together. Even though
Yeah.
Sin Cara is like a main roster guy, he's doing more down in NXT than he would be doing
Hmm.
normally on the main roster.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of the tag team. And they go over here with. I thought this was like a great finishing thing. Like it was like a sort of double twist thing,
Hmm.
where you thought that because basically what happened was the Lucha Dragons went to the outside and knocked out Aiden English. Simon Gotch, was pushed out of the way by Aiden English. So he didn't get like caught up in the kerfuffle, and then he puts Kalisto back in the ring, and you think, oh god, he's gonna win here. He's like fresh basically, but then Kalisto turns it around into what is it called, the SDS or something?
Selena Del Sol.
Salida del
By the
Sol.
way, do you know that's a reference to his old ring name?
Oh, is it? Is it really?
Del Sol. Yeah, that's what it is. That's actually that's one of the coolest thing ever. Actually, what's the word? Yeah, it's like a reference to like yeah, like he used. I think yes, like it's like Samurai Del Sol. That's his name. That was his old name.
Oh, was it?
So.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a basically a stunner into like a backflip. I don't even know, reverse DDT or something.
Mhm.
It looks really cool. Anyway, so he gets the win with that, and they retain the tag team championships. Next match was a match just added like a bonus match, but it had purpose, I think, because we saw Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
We saw him debut on the previous NXT Takeover, and I kind of like the idea that you don't build up his appearances. He just shows up whenever he feels
Yeah.
like it, basically.
Yeah.
So it was him
Well,
versus, yeah.
I agree. I wasn't a huge fan of this just because I really liked Ty Dillinger. I felt like fucking 40 seconds. Like I don't know. I still do like Corbin definitely, but
Mm.
it's like I was kind of like Dillinger's not really the. I don't know. I feel like yeah. I think Dillinger will and like Dillinger and like Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake. Those are going to be the tag teams that will be like a thing in 2015. I think the new like mid card tag team type thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Because obviously a tag team's gonna have to go up soon. Like obviously the Ascension. I mean, even though they're preoccupied, that's still a big tag team, the biggest tag team there at the time. They're going to be going up to the main roster very soon. In fact, probably maybe even as early as next week or the week after. I'm pretty sure they started doing like promo packages for them. So
yeah, they have on SmackDown. They
yeah.
got the promos.
So okay, so you got that, and yeah, I think so. And then probably get either Lucha Dragons or someone else going up as well, and then so then you're gonna have like these new tag teams or more tag teams in the scene. You know what I mean? And jobber teams will actually become proper teams, I guess, from jobber to proper.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Jobber to proper. Okay, sure. But yeah, anyway, so basically Baron Corbin's gimmick is that the crowd counts along with his matches. I think 41 seconds for a match because apparently it went for 41 seconds.
hmm
A bit too long for the crowd to be counting every second along. But the thing with this is that was never the intended gimmick for the crowd to count along. They sort of just like did that, and the WWE's like, all right, let's roll with this. Like clearly we've got something here. So
hmm
yeah, the crowd counts every second that Baron Corbin does, and yeah, tremendous. I
they start
thought
to boo when it gets too high up.
they do start to boo. But I thought it was like funny. A couple of weeks ago when Baron Corbin beat a guy in like 13 seconds, when
Yeah.
Bull Dempsey came out and wrestled immediately after him, and they started counting for him. Um, and then they booed after like when he didn't beat Baron Corbin's like record
Yeah.
for 13 seconds. I thought that was cool.
I wonder if they could. Yeah,
But
that's true.
obviously, it looks like they're going to like a feud with Baron Corbin and
Yeah, I'm happy to see that. Honestly,
Bull
happy to see
Dempsey,
that.
because Bull Dempsey was at ringside, and after the match, like they had a bit of a stare down.
Yeah,
I do say I still really like Baron Corbin's finisher, although
yeah, great finisher.
my
Great
dad
finisher.
my dad was watching this bit with me, and he's like, well, what happened there? I thought the other guy got him. Like he was like sort of the end of
Really?
days thing. Yeah, he thought that Ty Dillinger was like hit the move on him or something.
And your dad was a former professional wrestler. Let's drop that name there.
He was.
Your father was a former professional wrestler. Hey, you don't have to ask the details. He is a former professional wrestler.
He was.
Okay?
He was a
He's
former
in the
professional.
professional wrestling industry. Andrew, come
He
on.
didn't get paid much for it, but yeah, he was.
Hey, as far as the audience know, he could have been paid millions. He could have been Giant Haystacks or something
No,
like that.
he wrestled on the underground by his ring name Scott Micken.
Yeah, all right.
Um,
Then we got the Ascension. Yep, that's
yeah.
the next
Oh
match.
my God, this match: the Ascension
Oh,
versus
oh, oh.
Finn Balor and Hideo Itami. And
When the entrance Firstly, a nice callback to Kenta's original ring gear in Japan. That was like his stuff that he used to wear.
Yeah.
Got a nice reaction as well. And when the heartbeat sounds or whatever and the red lights,
Yep.
I instantly knew, oh my God, they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna
Well,
do
I
it.
knew they were going to do it before that. Like when he
Yeah,
said,
like I mean, I had a feeling because he said I've got a surprise or something like that. Like he said like that on NXT. He's like, I got a surprise for you, whatever. I got a surprise for you, and so I thought they're gonna do it. But when they hit the music, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna do it, and the crowd just exploded.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, that was
yeah. So
seriously.
he came out with the Finn Balor. It came out with like the face paint and like the full like get up he was wearing. Amazing. Just I had goosebumps during that bit.
Yeah, me too. I had goosebumps. Yeah.
And, like it's so well choreographed with like the music and the lights and everything. That is,
His theme is fantastic.
I think it's probably my favorite theme in the WWE at the moment.
Apparently I think it was like it's like apparently he was dressed like he was like painted as like a character called Carnage.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
from
that?
Spider-Man. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
no,
really awesome.
yeah. I think he's a bit of a Spider-Man mark. Like he's done Venom before.
Yeah, Venom. His Venom one is amazing.
Yeah, but I like
Yeah,
this one. It was really good, and it's like, he does it all the time on in New Japan and stuff.
yeah.
But seeing it here in front of like a new audience, like everyone.
And a lot of people wouldn't know this about him, and so like obviously the NXT people did, but the people online that maybe haven't seen New Japan, they'd be or like anything else, they'd be like, whoa, fuck,
And
this is
we
cool.
got some marking out chants. Literally, the
Yeah,
crowd
that was
starts.
great. I finally some marking it. Matt Striker would be very happy.
I'm marking out, bro. Um,
I was too.
and the thing about this match was it was just more than an entrance. I thought this was a really good tag team match.
Yeah.
It
Tag team.
showcased like both of teams. Like Ascension looked dominant and they were still over. I think the crowd didn't forget that these guys were like the NXT born and bred, so they still backed them as well.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the sort of disparity between Kenta and Finn Balor is that Kenta is the more like I wouldn't say conservative, but like the more restrained and like serious wrestler. Like he's less flashy. He's more like my style of kick. Kick your ass.
Yeah.
Whereas Kenta, I mean, God, Kenta, Finn Balor is more of like a he's more like the flashy showbizy type.
Yeah.
But saying that, like he has like he's so bizarre. Like he's just a bizarre looking guy. First of
He
all,
really is.
First of all, he just looks weird.
Yeah.
He
The
looks,
Irish thing.
he has a
Yeah.
weird look to him.
Yeah.
And he's like the way he moves about the ring and his mannerisms and stuff is just weird. But
He is odd. He is definitely. I can imagine him being a very weird kid at school. I
but
don't know.
like
The way he speaks as well, like the hair, like very just odd. You know what I mean? And that's not because he's Irish. I'm joking, but like he is very odd, but in a great way. It's like a perplexing and like fascinating like kind of person. He's a fascinating person.
yeah, because he does I think connect with the audience.
Big time.
As well.
Yeah,
And,
big
but
time.
it's not like
He'll be huge.
he will. It's not like oh, I can relate to this guy. It's like this guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
And this is a great match. Pop of the night possibly when Kenta T's doing the GTS on Kenta.
I went completely cold.
Yeah, I did. I
saw
was like,
that.
oh my
I
God.
just I was like, no, that did not just happen.
Yeah. And so yeah, and then he followed that up by doing like because Daniel Bryan and CM Punk basically took moves from I keep calling him Kenta. It's Hideo. Yeah. They took moves.
Was that you in the crowd
No, that wasn't
last
me.
night?
No. So they took moves from Hideo, and
Yes.
it's nice to see him like it looks like they'll probably give it back to him like here take the GT take the knee.
Why not? You know what I mean? Like I can see, there's probably a lot of people that be like, oh, he stole from CM Punk, but like who cares really? And like the fact that they didn't chant Punk when he got him up there is good. It means that they're not just going to do that just because he did it, So
But they popped massive. That was like possibly pop of the night, maybe.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
one of the pops of the night.
One of the pops of the night. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Finn and Hideo got the win with double stomps, and you saw what is this move like the reverse bloody Sunday or something?
Bloody Sunday. Yeah, it's
What is that? I don't know what that is, but
it's like
apparently
some like DDT type thing, like lift or something like that. Someone wrote it as like big lifting reverse DDT, inverted bloody. It's a inverted bloody Sunday. If you look at his moveset, you'll see the original bloody Sunday. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good callback to the old days.
The old days, yeah. He actually used that as a move, and but yeah, they got the win with stereo double foot stomps, which I thought, good moment, and nice to see that like they aren't going like overboard with pushing Finn, and then they're like basically treating these guys as equals, basically.
Yeah, I
And
like it a
just
lot.
because Finn Balor did his entrance with like the face paint thing doesn't mean that they're saying, okay, this is the star. Kenta. I mean,
Mm-mm.
fuck it, Hideo. Sorry, Hideo. Hideo isn't like isn't gonna be like relegated to just the sidekick act.
No, he won't. No, he won't be.
Because I think he's just as over as Finn when they actually get going. Obviously, Finn was the guy who got
It's just that, yeah, he needs more. It's just he didn't know very much English, and he's just finding a way. He's finding his way to get his style back in. While luckily, like Finn has had that more used to the American style and stuff like that. Where where he has more like, yeah, he's had to learn a bit more and like how to like tone down the kicks a little bit and the fighting spirit or whatever. But yeah, honestly, like Kenta gets better every week. So, you know what I
Hideo.
mean? Like he'll be fantastic. He is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just I think Finn just adapted to the American style, the WWE.
well, he's wrestled that style way more.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, Hideo's been to like Ring of Honor before and like versed Brian actually and stuff like that. So like he has done that, but yeah, it's more he was in pro Noah and so like it's more the Japanese based while Prince Devitt when he was Prince Devitt he was Finn was like going around like all around the world like he was in ICW, you know what I mean, like
Mm.
sometimes. So yeah, he's got more experience in that regard. So yeah, but no, they'll be both interesting, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this match. It looks like the Ascension are gonna go and move up to the
Yeah,
main
good.
roster,
About time, I think.
which
Yep.
I have no problem with.
Hey, the tag team division in WWE right in Raw right and SmackDown is pretty shitty. You know what I
And
mean?
tag
So,
team division in NXT looks like it's about to flourish. Like we got
oof,
like these like like you were saying, jobber tag teams that are ready to step out and become something.
yeah, big
It's
time.
the funny thing is about Connor from the Ascension is this guy has been in WWE for since like 2005.
Yeah, it's really. I'm happy for the guy. Really, like
It's like when is this
about
guy
fucking
ready
time.
yet? Like is he?
He's been ready for a while, so they haven't had this. The creative has nothing for you. Scotty Goldman, you know.
But
Um,
the funny thing is he was on NXT season 4 or
for
something. Yeah, as the rat guy.
Connor O'Brien.
Yeah, his gimmick was he looked like a rat.
Yeah.
That was that was
God's
that.
sake. That's Vince McMahon's NXT, like Triple H's NXT, God. Yeah, no, that was cool. Yeah,
Next match was the match for the women's championship.
fucking hell, that was yeah.
Charlotte versus Sasha Banks in
Hmm.
a fantastic women's match where I think this is possibly better than the one at NXT Takeover between Charlotte
Against
and
Natty.
yeah, I think this one was better.
Yeah, Sasha Banks though,
Yeah,
she is a specimen.
she knows how to work heel.
Seriously.
But
Oh,
the thing is though, she's such a good heel that the crowd realizes how good she is in the ring as like getting inciting anger basically
yeah.
from the opponent basically they understand like how good she is at psychology that they can't but appreciate it basically.
Yes.
So yeah, basically the whole
Some great like sequences in this. Like this was
yeah
this as Graves said, you know, not just for women in general. You know what I mean? Like just incredible in general. Some of the sequences and stuff like that. What a maneuver! It was really just awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And you know what? Part of me was like hoping that Sasha Banks would win, but you know what? After the fucking abysmal idea of making Charlotte lose in 3 minutes, thanks Vince McMahon, you out of touch old piece of shit, you idiot, you fucking idiot. Remember you saw the Raw thing, didn't you?
I did see the
Oh my god, that's something to talk about for a fucking whole podcast. That right there is definitive proof that he has no fucking clue what he's doing.
yeah
Because even Natalia, by the way, this is so in case people didn't know this story, is that on Raw, basically this was meant to hype up this match against Sasha, right? I'm pretty sure they mentioned Sasha Banks' name one time, so whatever. They haven't promoted shit. Um, you know, Natalia says, I want to, let's Charlotte go over because, she's the one that's going to it's hyping the fucking match. And Vince instead, I don't have time. Let's just make it a 3 minute and Natalia gets the roll up victory.
Yep.
What? Do you know what I mean? What the fuck is the point of that? It's just the dumbest thing I've seriously ever heard of. I just can't. Anyways, the point is that so Charlotte, I'm thinking, you know what? In fact, based on that alone, the fact that she lost made me think maybe she is gonna win and she's not gonna come up for a while. You know what I mean? Maybe they will give her more time. Because
Yeah.
Charlotte can improve. She's great, but she's good, but she can definitely keep getting better. And so
Well, I mean, from where she was, the third member of the BFFs,
yeah.
beautiful fierce females back in late 2013 when no one thought she was anything at all, to where she's become now. Oh, she has improved over such a short time so much, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and you got to definitely give her credit.
But Sasha Banks, on the other hand, I think has the it factor.
I really hope they just seriously I can't wait to see more Sasha Banks versus Emma, Sasha Banks versus Paige. You know what I mean, on the main roster.
Her in-ring psychology is probably one of in the women's division, really possibly the best in NXT, or if not the whole WWE at the moment.
Yeah. Honestly, yes.
the way she just carries herself and the way this looked like it was just off the top of her head when she bounced off the rope, looked like she was going to go for a drop kick and then did the flare strut thing. Just for what reason? Nothing. Just to get anger out of your opponent. Just to be a heel. Just to be an asshole. That it works so well. Everything she does looks so natural. I think it just looks like she's not playing a character. That is just her, basically.
That is her exact. No, seriously. She's getting a lot of credit now, but if you did honestly, her matches with Bayley, her matches with Alexa Bliss and stuff like that, the second one, the ones on the house show, all the positive reception she gets there.
Yep.
She is going to be. I hope that they absolutely know what they got with her
Now,
because.
Do you know how old Sasha Banks is?
How old is she?
She's 22
24?
years old.
How long? How sorry?
22 years old.
22.
She is 2 years older than I am.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, okay, she looks young, but wow. Okay, well then, Jesus, we're talking about Paige. Paige is 22.
Yeah, Sasha Banks.
Holy fuck! Yeah, that's incredible.
She's 22 years old.
Okay, that makes me just and she didn't have the 13, the training since 13 thing that the Paige had. Wow, that's pretty damn good.
Charlotte's 28 years old, so
yeah, okay, I knew she was older. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Good on her. Seriously, honestly, good on her. I really hope they know what they've got with her because, fuck, that was great.
She only made her debut in 2010. So think about that. Think of how quickly it took for her to debut to make it to WWE. It's 2 years or something.
And for a woman, at the end of the day, as bad as it sounds, it's true. It is harder because, in a way, there's just more shit to get over and stuff like that. And you're great, honestly. Yes.
Some fantastic sequences in this match. I especially like the finish, with the natural selection from the top rope. I thought it looked cool, and it was a way of letting Charlotte retain, but making Sasha Banks look strong as ever. And
you gotta make Sasha Banks look strong.
Gotta make Sasha Banks look strong. But I think the funny thing was I honestly thought they were going to call an audible because. And make Sasha Banks win because she was so fucking over in this match. But you can't make her face either because I think I think she's the perfect candidate for a tweener character. Just let
a mean bitch, but they like her because she's bloody good.
Yeah, don't make her be either face or heel. Just put her out there and just let her be herself.
Yeah,
basically.
A bitch. Yeah, exactly. No, Becky Lynch and all that kind of stuff. So. Honestly, and there's a spear, which is awesome. She sold that really well too. I remember that. That was great. And Caitlin, how you going? Caitlin, whatever your name is, how you doing? Caitlin Celeste Bonin, how you doing?
Oh, I thought, I don't know.
Because she did a spear back in the day, and then honestly, that was really great. Crowd was going, this is awesome, and
It was awesome. I thought it was a really, really damn good women's match.
And I like that thing where she did the moonsault, but then landed on her feet. And actually, someone said this in the comments where I read somewhere, like that's some Kota Ibushi shit. And he's like this guy, like a Japanese wrestler. And there's a thing where he does that, where he does this like double moonsault thing off there, and then like Generico misses, and then he like does it again like properly and like flips back onto him because he knows he moved. You know what I mean? Like it reminded me of that. There's like this Chikara sequence. I'll send it to you after. Actually, it's
Yeah,
really cool.
thank you very much. Yeah, but no, yeah, like the way you like,
But yeah, that's talent.
Charlotte has talent as well. Like both of them. I think the thing was, the Charlotte and Natalia was like, it was someone who had already been proven in WWE versus someone up and coming. But this was between two up and comers in NXT, which I think that's why I like this one better. Not because of the match itself, but just as a total.
No, but also I think it was a bit more exciting, more than just submission based. The other one was a bit more submission. You know what I mean? Like I think this is a bit more. This is a bit more fun, I guess, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that was 12 minutes, by the way. So it's actually longer than the Ascension match, by like 40 seconds.
It was really okay, yeah.
And it was longer than the Lucha Dragons.
And it didn't feel long at all. I thought these guys could have gone for another 10 minutes or something.
Yeah. No, really, it was great. And you know what? That's a good length for a time, 12, 13 minutes for a match. Like you don't need to give them 25-minute matches, if it doesn't need to. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't need to. But yeah, honestly, great stuff.
Great stuff. And talking about great stuff, let's talk about.
Oh, just one more thing. We missed one thing. Well, first there's like a Ric Flair segment with Charlotte, but there's also a Roman Reigns segment.
Oh yes, the Roman Reigns
segment. That was. I don't know what they were doing with that, because I'm pretty sure that just revealed that he's fucked. Like, honestly, like they cheered at first, like WWE guy, and then they're like, oh wait a minute, we're not meant to like this guy. They just booed him.
Yeah, they did. I thought that was unfair. He didn't really do anything to deserve.
But no, okay, fine. He didn't really do anything. But why was he there? Like, we don't give a fuck about you winning the Slammy for Superstar.
No. I thought it was more of like a, hey, look at NXT. This guy used to be on FCW NXT, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you weren't even on NXT. You were Liaki for like 3 weeks, and then like Roman Liaki on NXT, and then you were called up. He's not an NXT guy.
No,
he's an FCW guy.
They think they look at NXT as like a continuation.
Of
FCW.
True, but it's a little bit like, well, the crowd. Yeah, that's the thing. The Full Sail crowd have no reason to really like him, because he was never really on the show. Do you know what I mean? Like Seth Rollins was on the show a lot more. Dean Ambrose actually wasn't on the show.
No, he wasn't. No.
Yep. So he was FCW. So yeah, it's like, okay. So he said like he's here to scout the future, and he's gonna be the first NXT guy to win the championship. And it was
actually hold on. Roman Reigns was on NXT.
Really?
Yeah, because NXT became NXT like when? Late 2012, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on there apparently on the 31st of October, and he defeated CJ Parker as Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
So I think about
okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
So if technically he was an NXT guy.
So yeah, he's. I wouldn't call him an NXT guy. I'd call him a guy that wrestled on NXT a couple times. I'm pretty sure he actually only wrestled CJ Parker.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Because it says Roman Reigns debuts in NXT, right? And then that's it. And then that was October 31, right? And that's one taping. And then he debuted on November 18. So he would have had one match. That was it.
Yeah, probably.
So there we go. So I mean, yeah. So he's wrestled on NXT, but the crowd doesn't have a connection to him as an NXT guy. Anyway, the point is, it's a bit just like a pointless promo to me. It's like it didn't sound that smooth. The crowd, you could hear the crowd, that wasn't like the reaction they wanted, and it's just like why are you pushing him here? Like no one, like we don't care. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit, it's tough. I don't know. The crowd, it's not good. Like they're gonna make him into that guy that people are gonna have like disdain for, because they're gonna feel like he's like really not connecting with him, and he's just kind of getting handed everything. And whether that's true or not, it's just a bit weird. Like, why would you? It's like they're really trying to get him over with everyone, but it's like too fake. You know what I mean? Like the NXT crowd is smarter than that, I guess.
They are. It's like they're trying to make Roman Reigns the non-racial, gender. Just he's just like this guy who just appeals to everyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He appeals to more than just races and genders and
Yes. Yes.
colors and creeds and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So
so
yeah,
let's talk about the main event, which saw the culmination of basically the culmination of like 2 years plus of Sami Zayn wanting to become NXT champion. Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville for the NXT championship in a fantastic match. Possibly,
goddamn.
you could contend this for match of the year if you wanted to.
Yes.
I would not be,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I've said that about every single NXT Takeover main event now.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been match of the year. This could be match of the year. Well, this one also could be match of the year. And I think out of all the NXT events, this has the best build up, told the best story, and had the best culmination. And
yes,
as a total package, this could be main event of the year. I'd say that much.
Yeah, honestly,
even more than Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because the thing about that was that Daniel Bryan winning it, we had to suffer through months of shit to finally get it. But this one has had perfect build up. It looks like what they have here is they've had a long-term vision of how to get Sami Zayn to the NXT Championship and do it in a way that makes sense and gets the crowd into it. So basically, the story going into this, Sami Zayn can't win the big one. He's had multiple attempts at trying to win it off Adrian Neville, but every time his compassion ends up costing him.
Yeah.
And you see like their latest match on NXT a couple of weeks ago when Sami Zayn was looking like he's going to win it, but Adrian Neville missed the red arrow, tweaked his knee, or what we looked like tweaked his knee, and then he rolled up Sami Zayn to retain. So going into it, it looks like Adrian Neville, not heel, but he's not above stooping to levels to retain his title.
But also I think that he solidified himself as a face again at the end of the match.
Yeah, he did. I think
he's not turning heel. Thank fuck. I just don't think that'd be good. And I think the crowd will go back onto him again. The only reason why they were against him was because how much they love Neville. I mean, sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
That's because they love Sami, and so they didn't want Sami to be screwed, their boy. So that's why they booed him relentlessly. I'm not a fan of the Neville sucks chance because it's just incorrect. Save that for someone like John Cena who does suck.
Yeah.
But it was all at the end of the day. It was all because of Sami. But yeah,
and the video package before this match showing examples of Sami Zayn not winning the big one, of him losing to Bo Dallas, losing to Cesaro, losing in that fatal 4-way match, and all that kind of stuff.
And this is how you build a fucking underdog, okay? Not 15-time world champion going against the beast incarnate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, you know what I mean? This is how you book an underdog. And that makes the triumph, yeah.
An underdog for a year plus of storytelling,
while still not being a pushover.
Yeah.
It's not like he's shit. It's not like he's shit. He just couldn't win big events because people would manipulate him and take chances. Okay, sometimes he'd lose, quote, cleanly, but it's in a way where it's like, oh damn, if only he wasn't so naive with this, or if only he didn't look over there and do that. So honestly, he is a fantastic face, and the pop when he won was phenomenal, and I was absolutely ecstatic and really happy, and it's just a great moment and a great match with plenty of different chants and moves and
and the angles and stuff. The things they did in this match as well were exploiting Sami Zayn's compassion when the referee takes the first ref bump, which actually I thought was by accident. Where I think, what was it? I think he had Adrian Neville was covering him or something, and he pushed him off him, and Adrian Neville collided with the referee. It looked like an accident, which I thought looked cool. But obviously, he goes to check on the ref and gets caught by a super kick, playing up at the NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way match. And then he gets rolled up, and there's so many times in this match I thought fuck, Adrian Neville is gonna win, and the other added stipulation as well, if Sami Zayn loses, he has to leave NXT. which also I thought was going to play into the fact that maybe he was going to go up to the main roster.
Main roster, yeah.
Which I think is ready, obviously, but like I don't want him to go. Damn it, I want him to stay on NXT. I think
Me too. I know, because he'll be Sami Zayn. Damn it, he loves to dance. Damn it, just have fun. Damn it.
Basically,
and like, by the way, the conference call thing for NXT basically revealed that Vince doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he doesn't care. He doesn't watch. He doesn't know. He doesn't shit. He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't shit.
He doesn't shit. No, he doesn't care. None of this matters. Like, that's the sad thing, is that this is such an incredible event with an incredible build, incredible matches, incredible atmosphere. Generally a 10 out of 10 event. This is how you put on a wrestling show that is both panders to a smart audience while also being generally entertaining to anyone. Like, I don't know what people think NXT is so just made for hardcore fans. Like, no casual would care. But what do you mean? Like, there still is sports entertainment. There still is storyline. There still is like, and people, like, they say, oh, they don't care about wrestling. Wrestling doesn't draw. But some of those moves, anyone will go, wow, that was incredible. Like, what John Cena, like, people still watch his absolutely boring matches. Do you know what I mean? Like, they still, to me, honestly, if you showed a casual fan this event, they would love it by the end of it. I can guarantee you. Guarantee.
They would be a Sami Zayn mark by the end of it, I reckon.
There'd be a Sami Zayn mark, or they'd be like at the start, they'd think, wow, this Kevin, they'd pay attention to Kevin Owens, they'd pay attention to Kenta, Balor, they'd say, oh, wow, women can actually wrestle, because, a lot of people just think women can't wrestle because, well, it's like, not, the days of Kelly and stuff like that, like, really, are you going to believe? You might think, well, I don't think so. So, you got that. And yeah, so, like, the point is that it was the point is that no matter how good we think it is, it just sucks that, like, basically at the end of the day, Vince doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, and he will just do whatever he wants on the main show. So when Sami Zayn gets called up, Triple H is going to have to basically fucking fight for his life to make sure he's actually made into a deal, as opposed to, he just likes to have fun. He's going to tag team with the bunny. Like,
oh, that's a fantastic idea. They should do that. They should.
Oh god, that'd be amazing. Yeah, seriously.
No, but getting back to this match as well is like not only was it, we could talk for hours about how this was a technical masterpiece.
Yes.
And perfect in each, and no botches, nothing like that. Everything they did was crisp, smooth, fine. But the real thing going was the story, and like, you could have had this match on any like independent show, and everyone would cry, this is fantastic. But having the story and the build up to this, which you can't do so well on independent stuff, because basically on independents, if you don't have television, you're basically showing it to like a select few people who may or may not turn up every week to your shows, or every month or whatever. But it's like, it's done in such a way over here is that you can go back and you can watch like old matches, and you can see, oh wait, look, they're paying homage to this thing they did in this match and that thing they did in that match. The continuity, yeah.
This match, handshake as well. The big handshake kick thing at the end as well.
But like I'm saying, like, this match is continuity incarnate. And tremendous stuff. The ref takes another bump when I think it looked like Adrian Neville pulled him in front of him, and basically Sami Zayn, like, and Adrian Neville was going to like run away with the belt, basically. He got the belt, and Sami Zayn took it off him. Adrian Neville beat down the fuck, can't do shit all. He's just beaten. And Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn has the belt. Is he gonna hit him? Is he gonna turn? Is he gonna hit him with the belt? Is he gonna finally give in to his, animalistic,
That's the way they should have done with Cena.
Yeah. Cena Wyatt, basically. Does he have it in him? Does he have it in him? And then obviously he doesn't have it in him, and he gets rolled up, and you're like, fuck, this is it, and he kicks out. And then finally, he gets the win with a haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. New champion, Sami Zayn, rather. And the babyface locker room comes out. Even the heels, even Tyler Breeze came out. And they lifted Sami Zayn up on their shoulders, and confetti fell down, and Sami Zayn embraced with Kevin Owens.
Did you see? I think Sawyer Fulton was there.
Was he? I know that. Who else was there? Yeah, they had
Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger was there, and some other guy was there who tried
Jason Jordan, Enzo Big Cass, Wesley Blake, and Buddy Murphy, who, by the way, both replied to me on Twitter.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, absolute legends.
But think about
actually, Dana Brooke. It's another like female diva, like female wrestler, who's going to be like a heel and will come up soon. Dana Brooke, she was there.
Ah,
So,
but the embrace with Kevin Owens as well is like
Kevin Owens, yeah.
it's
And you notice that, like, at first he looked like standoffish. He's like, oh shit, what's going to happen? He thought he was going to attack him. You watch him, he looks like nervous about getting the hug, and then he comes up and hugs him, and it's all
yeah,
good.
and Pat Patterson was there as well.
And actually, before the match, like in the locker room, you can see, like, in the screen for screen thing, you can see Owens just staring at Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was like a bit of foreshadowing there, like,
What's gonna
what's he
happen?
doing?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Adrian Neville gets up, and it looks like he's really pissed about losing the title. Um, as Sami Zayn goes to shake his hand, Adrian Neville kicks his hand out of the way and gives him a hug, which is um,
Right.
very like the same thing they did back like over a year ago, almost a year ago, when Adrian Neville beat Sami Zayn for that title shot against Bo Dallas.
Yes.
They did the same thing where Sami Zayn stuck out his hand. Oh, no, Adrian Neville stuck out his hand, and Sami Zayn kicked it away, and they
Hmm.
hugged. And then everything's cool, everything's sweet. The confetti goes off, everyone's celebrating. Kevin Owens comes back in the ring, gives him another hug. Sami Zayn celebrates. The NXT copyright logo flashes up
Yeah.
on the bottom hand screen. It's like, oh, okay, it's over, because every time you see that
Yeah.
copyright logo, it's
That's
like,
the worst thing to ever see after a pay-per-view.
yep,
And like you think there's going to be something else, and then okay, it's done.
yep. But what happens? Fucking heel turn by Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
Just knocking Sami Zayn to the floor.
absolutely brutal.
Absolutely
Like,
brutal power bomb onto the
yeah.
apron.
Oh god.
And look what we've done here. Do you see what we've done here? We've moved Adrian Neville on. We've moved, Kevin Owens from basically making his debut to being possibly number one contender for the NXT, championship
Yep.
in the space of 2 hours.
Yep. And we've built all these other women. Matt, we've built women's division. You've built the mid card area.
Mm-hmm.
You've built the tags. You've built the whole brand. You've built the brand as a whole. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. This show should be the like the thing that you show someone how to book a top to bottom wrestling card. You know what I mean? You've got like the whole roster out there at a point, or like big roster, like a large point of the roster out there at the point, and you got like all this other great stuff going on, and it really, it truly a special event, that's for sure. And you got like appealing to multiple audience, all the different audiences, and while and like yeah, I mean seriously, they might as well send a gift basket to Triple H, because I mean it was definitely
Well,
worthy of.
they did send a gift.
That's
Yeah.
true. They did Reddit. We did it Reddit. We sent a gift basket off, which is pretty cool. But honestly, take that TLC. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say. I mean, sure, okay, they had more weeks to build it than TLC. Yes, I understand that. But technically, if you think about it, though, technically they only announced Takeover 3, whatever, Takeover R Evolution at like 4 weeks prior, at this first episode of the tapings. They had taped 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So they only actually announced R Evolution for about a month, like 4 weeks ago in kayfabe. You know what I mean? In story. So, but that's the point of always building to something. Even if you don't know you've got an event coming up, like just keep building and building and stuff like that, and then it makes it that much better. So, yeah, excellent stuff.
Excellent stuff. This was truly like nothing was really done poorly in my opinion. I thought
No.
everything hit the mark. Everything, I'll run you through it. We had Kevin Owens. We introduced him to the audience. We had the Lucha Undergrounds getting over, and that
Lucha Undergrounds.
the Lucha Dragons getting over. We had Baron Corbin feuding, starting a feud with Bull Dempsey. We had Finn Balor and Hideo Itami solidifying that they belong in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
We had Charlotte and Sasha Banks showing off that women are capable of more than you think.
Of course.
And we had Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville culminating over a year-long storyline in a fantastic match that also moves both guys on. And we have Kevin Owens, who we just debuted earlier the night in the night, coming up and in the space of 2 hours being the next big thing in NXT.
Yeah.
How the hell could you do that? That's like that takes some serious like intelligence and foresight and logic and creative thinking to come up with an idea like that.
Big time.
Because if you think canonically in WWE and NXT, Kevin Owens he's a nobody basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know him from previous like independent stuff, but he is essentially a nobody. Like,
Yes.
and to see like everything they did with him in 2 hours to make him such a massive star is tremendous. And also one thing else I should mention is after Kevin Owens' victory, they had like, oh, Kevin Owens he'll be speaking on an interview later this week. It's like, oh, he's just going to talk about how he likes being in NXT. Oh, he's going to talk about how great it is. But it's like, holy shit, he's having an interview, but he just beat the shit out of this guy.
Exactly.
And it makes you retrospectively look, oh wait, it's going to be a heel interview.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool.
Yes, and it's good that like out of the NXT, the new people that joined, NXT this summer around area, like this, like you had the three, you had Devitt, Kenta and Steen, the original names. One of them is a heel, which is good. You know what I mean? I think that's good. Not all of them have to be faces, and I'm sure that Owens will be a face one day. I mean, definitely. But it's really great to see.
Yep, a fantastic show. I can't.
I got nothing. I got really nothing but positive. So.
I mean, this podcast can't even like describe how great it was. You
have to go watch it.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it. It just is tremendous. It's pure bliss. It's what wrestling needs to be. It is, and it's when someone asks you why do you watch professional wrestling, because when it's shit, it's really shit. But when it's good, it's really good. And this is an example of it being really good.
Exactly. It is a big example of it being good. And really, you can't really say much else because it's just like, you have to see it. It delivers. It does all these things right. And it was fun to watch, enjoyable. It was technically pleasing. And it gives a lot of NXT hope. WWE, I've got absolutely zero. I didn't, as you may have heard in my TLC podcasting, I didn't really care at all about that at all.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's cool.
Your apathy knows no bounds.
It knows no bounds. So with that, it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. But with this, I definitely this makes me like so excited. I cannot wait for NXT 2015. That's for sure. Tag team and main event and like call it. It's what a treat.
Mm-hmm.
We're in for a treat.
We are. So thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yep.
And we'll see you in a few days with our reactions to TLC 2014, which
yes.
I don't know. I probably will say it could be a good show, but
if it really lit a fire under the talent's ass, they really want to put on a great show, then let's see what happens. But Vince McMahon, so
And then after that, we'll do our final show of 2014, where we just wrap up the entire year, talk about our favorite matches of the year,
cool,
and the favorite events of the year, and that kind
of.
Good
idea.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys later. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.
See you later.